What's up everyone? In today's video, I'm going to teach you the basics of scripting, like properties and more. So first up, make your project in Studio. I'm just going to make the baseplate. If you don't have this panel down here, it's called the output. To open it, go to view. And then over here you see this little coding thingy. Press on it. Then it should appear. And if you don't have these two panels, then these are like the most important ones and you're going to need them all the time. So to do that, to open them over here, you can open and close them, toggle between over here. The Explorer is this one up here, and then the properties is this one. So first up, let's make a part. To do that, go to home and click on part. Next up, click F on your keyboard. What this will do is it'll bring you to the part, your camera. So properties are down here. These are all the properties there are of this part. There's a load of properties to change the position, the color, the transparency, if it's anchored and stuff like that. So you can see over here we can change the color, then the material. We can use Roblox's material like mud. You can see it looks kind of terrible. Slate, it looks pretty good, and so forth. What I'm going to be teaching you in this tutorial is how to change these properties with scripts. So size, for example, you can see how it's 3 faces, and when I expand this, it turns larger on one face. So if I set it to 1,1,1, then it'll just make a 1 by 1 by 1 stud, which is just perfectly one stud, one square stud. That's how you would say it. So now let's get into scripting. So first up, I'm gonna add a script into the workspace. Press a plus, and then if you don't see this frequently used script, you can just search it up instead. Next up, you can see how it already says print hello world. So delete that. And since I talked to you about properties, that's what we're gonna be doing. So first up, you wanna write game, okay? This may seem kind of strange, but you'll understand really quick. So after game, you're gonna do dot and then workspace. So what we're doing right now is we're going into the game, which is this entire place, like everything right here, basically the entire console. And then we're going into the workspace, which is in the Explorer. You can see here, the game is more like the Explorer actually, where you can see we can go into the text, chat service, sound service, teams, all of these folders and things. So what we're going to be going into is a workspace, because the workspace is where everything is, right? You can see the script is in the workspace, the spawn location, the base plate, the part, the camera, and everything. So now what we're going to do is inside the workspace, what are we looking for? So since we're looking for this part, since we want to change its size, its properties, what we're going to do, you can see here the name is part. We're going to reference the part. So to do that, game.workspace.part, we do another dot. And now what we're doing is we're getting the part from the game. So from the game, we're going to the workspace, and from the workspace, we're going to the part, which is right here. So now what we want to do is we want to change its properties. This is really simple. All we have to do is let's pick a property. How about color? We can change color, yeah. That's a good one. So go back to your script, and then after the part, do another dot, and then to get the properties, you just do another dot, and then the name of the property. So you can see here it's called color. So you can see here it says color 3. What this means is the value that the color needs is color 3. So if we just press tab to autofill, then we to change it, we just put equals to, and then since it's color 3, you can see how it already pops up, color 3, and then you do dot new. In here you can just pick your color. I'm just gonna do green. So what we're doing is we're going into the game, into the workspace, into the part, and then inside the part we go to the color, and then we're setting the color by typing the equal sign. And then we do color 3.new, because to make a color you just have to do dot new. So here to run, if you run the game, you can see it instantly changes color from yellow to green. Now that's just color property. Every other property is more simple. Another really important property is anchored. So you can see right here, anchored is true, right? If we run the game, it won't fall. But if we take anchored out, if we make it untrue or false, it'll just fall. So to change this property, it's a bool value. A bool value is basically always true or false. It's always true or false. So you can see if we search up anchor, it'll always be true or false like that. So to change it, we just go to the part again and then .anchor, which is the name of the property. So tab to autofill and then equals, and then since it's a bool value, you can see if we put anchor, it'll say boolean. It's a bool value, anchored, and then equals, and then you could put true. You can see how it's yellow. That's because it's a statement, or false. So in this case, we want to make it false because we want to make it fall. Since it's anchored, you can see if we play the game, it'll fall. And to actually see this working, what we can do is we can put a wait. So to make the script wait, you just type in wait and then put brackets and then just do 1 second. So if we run the game, it'll wait 1 and then it'll fall. Let's get to some harder properties. So let's do size. Size is another one of the hardest properties because it uses something called a vector 3, which is used for position and size only, I'm pretty sure. So we get the size, we set equal to, and then we can check what it is. So vector 3, you can see it says here. So equals to vector 3. And then again, we're going to use the thing that's .new. And then we put parentheses. And in here, we set 3 values. Here, you can see it says new. We put the x, y, and z of the size. So over here, if we go back to our part, we search up size in the properties. You can see that it's 1 stud by 1 stud by 1 stud. So we can make it bigger. Here, you can see how it changes. 1 by 1.5, 1 by 2 by 1, 1 by 2 by 2, and then here, 1.5, 2 by 2 by 2. So how about we set this part to 1 by 1 by 1. So you just do 3 numbers separated by commas, and then each representing one axis of the part. And if we run, it waits 1 second, and then it changes the size. If you guys want more tutorials like this, let me know in the comments because I've never really done these types of tutorials like scripting and stuff. I just want to know if you guys will enjoy them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next tutorial.